You are going to love this. I didn't even download the trailer for it. I just pulled the poster because I don't even know if there is a trailer for this thing, but the poster will tell you everything you needed to know about It asks so many questions. Like, well, clearly
I can't even look at it.
Clearly, it's looking at you.
Oh, God.
Clearly religious mockbuster of Finding Nemo. But what kind? What does this title mean?
I just love, okay, just a couple things.
Yeah.
One, we're implying Jesus is underwater.
And he might be a fish.
And he might be a fish.
Yeah.
Jesus sleeps with the fishes. Oh, God! Two, was Jesus not a fisher of men, but more importantly, a fisher of fish?
Jesus was actually the whale who ate Jonah. That was the twist.
So Jesus was a fisherman, Jesus was a carpenter, but he definitely was friends with fishermen.
And if this is following the plot of Finding Nemo,
is there a scene where just the disciples are just like eating his parents? Like
no. All of the stuff that we're saying right now, all these questions we have about what the plot of this could possibly be, is Jesus a fish? Is he literally a Jesus fish? Does he get lost? Is he friends with the Albert Brooks fish? Do they have to find him? None of that is in this movie.
Follow me, my disciples, and I will make you a fisher of bad animated features.
We do follow two fish characters, neither of them being Jesus. One is named Joy, the other is named Muggles, who it introduces to us at the very beginning of the film.
Joy, I can't think of anyone better to search for algae than with you. What could possibly be better than doing what you were born to do, with your best friend in the whole world by your side? Nothing. It's fantastic.
That's the opening scene. That is the opening scene of this 70-minute movie.
Girlfish is still a better actress than Kat Dennings in WandaVision. I'll give it that. Jesus Christ.
Bro, it's telling you right away, buckle up, brace yourself, this will be the next 70 minutes of your life when you watch the movie. Not when we're talking about it, then it'll just be about 20 minutes of your life. The adventures of Joy and Muggles, the two fish going about their day in the ocean that might have something to do with Jesus.
Wasn't a muggle... Isn't that a Harry Potter term?
I was waiting... Yeah, I don't have any notes for that.
Why are there muggles in this?
I figured you could maybe come up with some jokes on that since you know more about Harry Potter than me.
Is the fish one of Voldemort's Horcruxes?
Since that doesn't come into play anywhere in the movie, I just take it that whoever wrote this, maybe that was the last thing they watched before writing it.
Oh, wow.
So maybe, like, Joy, Joy, that sounds religious. What do we name the other one? I don't, but the name, honestly, that's one of the more original names in it, because a lot of this is centered on their theology professor in this school that the fish go to, named Mr. Shark. Mr. Shark is their professor, who you see right here.
Muggles! Joy! What a wonderful day we're having! The currents are calm, and the sun's lighting up the ocean surface like a million jewels. I love days like today.
Oh, now I'm going to eat you, children, because I'm a shark.
I am the donkey. It's like something out of Miss Velma.
He sounds to me like, I know you wouldn't know this reference, he sounds to me like when Ross Geller plays the human or the holiday armadillo. Like, oh, welcome, children. Like, don't mind me, I'm just a shark, but I'm your teacher, wink.
God, this looks like one of those, like, PBS shows for, like, toddlers.
You are so right. Like, I mean, not that that's literally what it is, but that might as well be what it is. Because they go to Mr. Shark, and Mr. Shark says to them, oh, this crab out there is having some problems, children. And they're like, well, let's go check on Mr. Crab. Whoa. And then they go see Mr. Crab, and, like, the crab or whatever it is, the octopus, would be out there and be like, oh, I'm not feeling very well. And they're like, well, we can help you. And they'll be like, no. And he's like, no, please let us. Then they do, and they learn about Jesus. For instance, the whale who learns about Jesus from the fish because they were out to give the whale a lesson about religion or something, and then they everyone gets rewarded too, in which case the whale right here rewarded with crustaceans.
Wow! What do you think? Look at them all. Crustaceans are my favorite. Thanks, you guys. I'll be easy to find.
These crustaceans.
Just look
I know,
for the biggest whale you can find. Stuffed full of shrimp.
Yeah, okay. Those godless shrimp. Those godless, Lord-hating shrimp. We're going to massacre all of them because
maybe one of them was Jesus crustacean, and you just took out your savior.
Yeah. I do like how the shark and the whale are really not that big. Like, they're actually smaller than the two fish that are talking to him. Now, when you compared this earlier to a PBS thing, this is 70 minutes of, in the loosest terms, of movie. Because what it more so feels like...
Movie.
Yeah, it's really not. What it more so feels like is this is a collection of like 7 10-minute shorts put together in this. Like, they'd each be like just a 10-minute videos on some channel where it's the same thing. They go to the shark, oh, this one's having problems. And they go, in this case, the whale. They're like, what's wrong, whale? I don't
They go to the shark, tell me about Sodom and Gomorrah.
A long time ago, people like to take it in the butt.
Maybe that'll be in season 2. So it's all repetitive in that sense. Like, this case, the whale learns a lesson, so they offer crustaceans as a sacrifice to massacre all of the crustaceans. Some of them are a little different. You can kind of tell that they've had enough of the repetitiveness of the shark. So they decide to get out of class one day, and they lie to the shark, like, "Oh, we were out searching for algae," and then the shark completely calls them on it and calls the two fish dirty, rotten liars.
Did you study those corals like I asked you to?
We had a heck of a time, Professor Shark. The currents are so strong.
Oh, my little fish. Our other students informed me that they observed you playing in the open water.
Oh.
I'm so disappointed that you two decided to lie to me about your day.
They observed you playing with your fins. You were flipping on and off and flipping in my trailer and flipping in. You dirty, rotten liars, Julie.
Wow.
I will wash your mouth out with a starfish. You go think about what you did while I poison you with Mr. Blowfish. I will feed you to the Gordon's fishermen. I will feed you to the disciples, and you will be food for the Lord.
So I pulled the most different kind of clips I could find in this particular case. Them getting called out for being liars, and
this just hurts. It's just ugly.
Oh, I'm about to show you the best part.
Stupid. No.
When they get caught lying.
Why did I invite you here?
You're gonna thank me. This next clip that I
Get out of my house.
When they get caught lying, he sends them off to learn a lesson about telling the truth and lying from not really a fish. Well, kind of. His name is Mr. Sushi.
That's like naming myself Mr. Tastes Like Chicken.
Yeah.
What the fuck did that?
Oh, you want to see why they called him Mr. Sushi?
Oh dear God. No, this doesn't go breakfast at Tiffany's on us, does it?
Hey, Mr. Sushi.
What are you two Riddler fish doing so far from your reef?
Our reputations are gonna be plankton from now on.
That isn't necessarily so, Joy.
Ow.
Old school.
When I wrote the Phantom Menace, I thought that Mr. Sushi could represent the Trade Federation. Oh no, our blockade is perfectly legal. Wow!
See, now it's starting to feel like the cartoons we grew up with. The only difference is he's not a Siamese cat. The difference is
those at least were funnier.
Yeah, he's not a Siamese. Yeah, Lloyd's very offended he's not a Siamese cat fighting Heathcliff like the Siamese twins on that classic episode.
It's like the old Seinfeld, but it's like, oh, and you're offended because you're this religion. No, I'm offended as a comedian. I'm offended because it's not funny. At least you could be funny if you're going to insult an entire race.
And it doesn't even offer a very good lesson. Because one, very dated character of Mr. Sushi, but also
a little bit.
Like, also,
probably the last time you could have run something like this was 1990.
Maybe, yeah. But the lesson...
The 80s, we had this thing with the Japanese because they were buying up the country left and right. And those damn cars of theirs that they were making, ooh, we didn't like it.
What are you talking about, Doc? All the best stuff is made in Japan.
Great Scott.
Oh, but here's... So, the lesson that it's not even a very good lesson here, which is Mr. Sushi lures the children off to an abandoned ship.
Mr. Sushi leads the little fish to a secret place where sits an old sunken ship.
Here you go, fishy. This sunken ship is a secret place only a few of us ocean old-timers know about.
There you go, fishy!
First, a couple
I just want to see a Japanese sushi chef in Tokyo just slice up a fish and there you go, fishy! Wow. Wow.
A couple of bad lessons here. One, the sushi's not a fish. You probably won't find a floating thing of sushi along with the fish in the ocean. But also, maybe don't go off with the old man to an abandoned thing wherever it is who says to you, this is a nice quiet place that I like to take the children where all of us old-timers go to. And then have the narrator come in like, see, this is fine. They're learning a lesson in the dark alley with Mr. Old Man Sushi in his van of sushi.
I would say...
Yeah.
Just never follow anybody who says, hey, little fishy! Anybody goes up to you and calls you a little fishy, run.
Especially if it's the Emperor Tiberius. Yeah, so I hadn't had this much motion sickness either since we watched the Bobbleheads movie, because throughout all the 70 minutes, it's, I mean, you're just seeing clips, but it is the fish just bobbing up and down in the water like this with the same dead smile on their face, and the bubble transition.
Yeah, I'd kill myself. Yeah.
Mr. Sushi did wake me up, but most of it is, it's pretty redundant. It's the same thing. They learn a lesson and then insert this equivalence to Jesus in the Bible and kind of interchangeable dialogue.
They should have called the movie Sushi at Tiffany's.
And God created us to be good to one another.
Well, I understand.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Jesus sure is awesome, Professor Shark.
Oh, that he is, Muggles. That he is.
Of course, you being a Muggle and not a pureblood, well...
That girlfish, like, is so soulless. Like, just... It's giving me the creeps.
At least Mr. Sushi brought some life into this.
Come and swim with us.
Oh no, children. I won't go swimming with you. Instead, Mr. Sushi wants to see you in his dungeon again, where you'll learn a lovely lesson about Jesus being more awesome. And hentai. Lots of hentai. It's got tentacles. It's the theme of the day.
I probably should have looked to see where this is from.
Hell, ironically. Hell.
Oh, yeah. Well, that... God, I was mostly tired while watching it, except for the couple of times, like the crustacean massacre and Mr. Sushi showing up. Then I sort of woke up. But so what's the grade that you give to this particular piece of mockbuster cinema?
We'll go with a 7.
Yeah, a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that was just bad.
I had to get a bad mockbuster in there since Dune Drifter I liked.
She just kept the soulless stares, the bad animation, the... No, sir, I didn't like it.
I didn't much care for that, children. I want you to go talk to this talking pirate skeleton.
Care for? Misa Sushi!
Praise Jesus, Joy! Always and forever, Muggles. Woohoo!